Hey guys, it's Kevin here, and I have a video to show you today. Check this out.
Let's take a look at this PSA you're seeing for the first time right here in GMA.
What if we stood up as Americans and fought for our freedom and our children's lives?
That is exactly what we're doing, Mr. David Hogg. We are trying to defend our children's lives. I defend my kids with semi-automatic weapons because I do not trust the government to protect my children. You see, after seeing what happened in your own school in Florida, I no longer have faith that the police are going to do anything to prevent crime or protect my children. Now, what really pisses me off is these Democrats, these little junior Antifa tweens, when they start talking about freedom. For God's sakes, we are the ones who are fighting for freedom. Freedom to bear arms. Freedoms that come because our government fears its populace. How hypocritical. This kid is talking about freedom while he's doing a PSA for the most authoritarian people in the entire world. People like Dina Kantz, who are out there paying for these PSAs, paying for this anti-Trump, anti-gun march. People like Michael Bloomberg, a guy who outlawed soda, told the people that they are too stupid and fat to buy soda. This is the guy who has armed guards to protect him, but wants to take away all your guns. A billionaire elitist. And that is the person who you're doing a PSA for while you say that you're fighting for freedom? Yeah, right.
Everybody is saying politicians who are corrupt, politicians who are accepting money from these organizations, you can't run from us. We are the people who voted you in, and we are the people who will vote you out.
Cool hashtag, bro. Seriously, guys, I hate hearing these kids say, oh, we voted you in, we're going to vote you out. They didn't vote anybody in, they're kids. And hell, they shouldn't even be allowed to vote until they have stable employment and are out of their parents' basements. You see, there's something else that's really hypocritical here. They are on there slandering these Republicans who took money from the NRA. But the NRA is just a union. It's a union of gun owners. Much like the unions that the Democrats who pull these kids' strings get billions of dollars from every year. You see, the Democrats love collective bargaining until Republicans do it.
Because that PSA really hits something that I think a lot of people often say about young people is that, they're young people, they're not going to get anything done. But Ryan, I'm curious about that hashtag and what you think about the power of young voices together like yours.
Well, personally, I just think like young voices everywhere, they just as equal as any other voice. That, I mean, in this country, we have the freedom to say whatever we want, and we have to use that to our ability, to the best of our ability, to be able to spread messages that we have to spread to make the world a better place. And
have you seen how powerful your voice is, Alex, when you get the sheer numbers of people involved that you've seen?
Yeah, definitely. We have over 800 marches around the world now, on almost every continent, basically.
Getting Antarctica.
We're getting Antarctica together. Yeah. And it just shows that, the youth are the future. One day we're going to have a president from our generation.
Wow, what a brilliant statement from these kids. The youth are our future. One day one of our generation's going to be president. Yeah, I would hope so, but at the rate we're going with kids like these, we'll probably fall to communism first. Here's the thing, guys. Why are kids marching in the UK? Why are people marching in Antarctica? It just shows you that this is all staged. This is all theater. It's paid for by billionaires. Billionaires who, by the way, can hire Blackwater anytime that they get in trouble, who have jets they can hop on and fly out the country if anything ever goes bad. Meanwhile, we can't have borders. They have walls. We can't. We can't have guns, but they have whole armies. We can't even have soda, according to Mayor Bloomberg, but he can own the soda company. Is that who you want setting the agenda in America? Is that who you want manipulating your children? Not me.
We're trying to make the change before that happens.
We've always known that the youth is the future, and you guys definitely are. I'm curious, last week we saw that a walkout across the country, high schools all over the country. Some students were disciplined for that, and so not everyone saw eye to eye on whether or not students should walk out. What did you make of that, Ryan?
Well, I've heard some students were paddled, some students, even the anti-protesters were pushed out, and I thought that was tragic. It was awful. I mean, we sort of expected something to happen because this is definitely an event that has uproar, but at the same time, I just think that everybody should be able to say what they want to say and do what they want to do.
Say what they want to say and do what they want to do? That sounds nice. What about those kids from Parkland who are pro-gun like Colton Hobb? The March for Our Lives is not letting them say what they want to say. Neither is the mainstream media. In fact, they are censoring them and not giving them a platform in this debate. Also, what about what we want to do? If we want our kids to go to school and not be interrupted by a bunch of protesting pinko commies, we should have that right, especially considering our children are minors.
Let's get to what you've seen so far. I know many of you, before you march on Washington in just a couple of days, you already marched on Florida's state capitol. The governor's now signed that into law. It didn't ban assault weapons in Florida, but you did get the age raised to 21. And some teachers can be armed now in the state of Florida. What did you make of sort of, I would guess, a split victory for you, right?
You know, it's not even a split victory. It's a very, very tiny, we maybe scored a point in a game because raising the age to 21, it did something. However, the money to arm teachers is 3 steps back.
It's taken away from the education budget too. A system that is already underfunded is being taken away for security. Like, it's just ridiculous to see that because there's so many teachers that need that money. There's so many schools that need that money, and it's going to just cause more violence in the school system.
So right here, you get to see what this agenda is all about, because it's not about protecting kids. You see, Florida passed these 2 laws. One was unconstitutional and ridiculous. That was the law that said they would raise the age to purchase a firearm. And that will be overturned, by the way. People are already suing Florida. The second law said they could arm the teachers in these schools. That's a great law, and I guarantee you it will save lives. You will not see another mass shooting like this in a Florida school now that they're arming the teachers. But these kids are against that. And why? Because it is not what the left-wing Democrats are pushing for. You see, they don't care about school safety. They use this excuse, oh, it's going to cost too much money and our schools are broke. Guys, this lie about schools being underfunded is BS. Our schools get more money per student than any schools on the planet. Okay? Our public schools have plenty of money. They still fail. You could throw all the money in the world at them. They would fail because of bad culture, because of parents not being involved in these kids' lives. It's the same reason we have school shootings.
So tell us about the march. When does it happen? Who can take part?
This Saturday. Like I said, 800 marches worldwide. There's a march in a local city near you, and you can find that by looking at marchforourlives.com and just typing in your zip code, and you'll be able to see, where's the nearest march. And that way you can just go and make your voice heard, because in the end, that's what matters, making our voices heard.
And
all right, guys, well, I am inspired. I'm going to make my voice heard, and you should too. Go out and join the NRA, join Concealed Carry Association, join Gun Owners of America. Hell, join any group that is pro-Second Amendment. On top of that, you should all go out and buy a gun. Hell, buy 5 if you can. I know the next check I get, I'm going to go out and buy myself one of those CZ Scorpions. Those things are bad to the bone. Anyway, guys, maybe you can buy one of those rifles Dapperton's always pitching, right? Go buy one of those, what are they called? HD Defense. Yeah, I should get a royalty for that one. Anyway, I'm Kevin, Patriot Punk. Also on InfoWars, Stop the Purge, both on YouTube. Subscribe to both channels. I'm outie.